You got 26 years. How'd you get out in 13 years? I snitched on every I could think of. I did an interview for Dateline and American Greed, and I ratted on a guy that I was in prison with. So I got 7 years and 15 years. I got 12 years off. I am a rat. Like, I cooperated. I desperately was ready to cut every throat to get out of prison, to save my ass. So I've been called, you're a rat, you're a scumbag, you're absolutely. And I had to weigh, there came a choice where I had to weigh the respect of my fellow inmates or 12 years off my sentence. And I said, it. So whenever somebody's like, yo, bro, yeah, man, you're a rat. You know what I never say? You don't know I am a rat, but I'm free.
Right.
I'll take that rat. Gotcha. Like, I don't even have the luxury of being able to say you're wrong. And I'm not going to get upset about it because it's true. Because that's the label you're willing to wear for 12 years of freedom. You're damn right it is. Right. Have you ever gone onto an account and it's like negative 9999999 across the board, right? Mm-hmm. And then if you call the bank, say, hey, what's going on? They go, oh, you need to come in. Now, if it's a scam, the scammers don't come in. I always went in because when it would happen, it's like, this is a homeless person that I built his credit. He lives under a bridge in Las Vegas or in South Carolina, and I'm living in, Florida or Georgia. Like, he didn't call. Wow. And I know they're calling me to come in because that will guarantee we know it's a scam why he wouldn't come in. Mm-hmm. So I go in, I got a real ID, and I'd walk in, I go, what's going on? They go, okay, well, you removed $10,000 the other day in a cashier's check. There was an issue. And then there was another debit for 10,000. I'm like, whoa, I removed 10,000 once. The woman was like, so we just wanted to make sure. We wanted to look into it. We wanted to make sure you were, no offense, you were a real person. That seemed very suspicious. I'm like, I got like $200,000. Like, later that day, I think they called me back, and it turns out that when they recorded the $10,000 in the log, one person recorded it when it happened, and then at the end of the day, they recorded it. Somebody else wrote it again, and so they thought it seemed suspicious. We now have 2 debits from this account. What's going on? Fraud alert. Freeze it. What's the best crime versus the time you can get, risk versus reward? I said counterfeiting, but counterfeiting money. He said, no, counterfeiting products is the best. He said, because first of all, he said, you have to counterfeit like over 1,000 units to get the FBI even interested. And even when you do, he said, then it's only a matter of what the dollar amount is. Yeah. He said, and then you end up getting, most of the time they get probation. He's like, so you could make hundreds of thousands of dollars and get caught. He said, honestly, the manufacturer has to hire somebody, put together an entire case to hand it to the FBI and convince them. Mm-hmm. He's like, and that almost never happens. So it's like, he's like, so these people have carte blanche to do whatever they want. Yeah. Because I know plenty of people that sell counterfeits, and I'm always like, how do you not? And they're real cautious. After talking to him, you might as well open a fucking store.
Oh, hell yeah. One of my friends in Tyler actually has a whole store in a shopping center and sells nothing but fake. I'm talking about like fake Jordans, fake Yeezys, fake Versace, fake everything. And he's been open for almost 5 years, pays his taxes, does everything, and stuff just comes in big yellow boxes from China.
It wasn't as big as the party in the movie, but it was certainly at a beautiful house on the ocean, Dune Road in West Hampton. And I showed up, and I didn't know anybody there, and I certainly didn't know my ex-husband at the time. I went with my current boyfriend, and I walked in, and everybody seemed very strange.
Why? Why?
Because I don't think they were sober.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I didn't know that at the time.
And what, they were all on
lewds.
Lewds.
Yes. And so the thing that was shocking for me more about the party was the way everybody behaved. And just as the movie depicted, somebody did expose themselves to me. And I ran out of there with my boyfriend. I was like, we have to get the hell out of here. These people are crazy. So that was, and I felt embarrassed, about that, which it wasn't my shame to carry, but they were so out of control. I ran in and I ran out. Now that should have been a red flag.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? But I was 22 and clueless.
I got a call one day. And the call was from a man that she had been seeing who was ex-military. And his name was Billy Martin. And he was a trainer for snipers. He was in his 60s, very methodical, right. Kind of guy that, folded his napkin perfectly. No, it's like every single move that he made was very like exacting.
Right.
And he said to me, he goes, "I'd like to meet with you in private at your ranch." I had a ranch in between Smithville and Bastrop, Texas. Beautiful pine forest, 600 acres of beautiful pine forest. And he goes, "I'd like to meet you out there." And I'm like, uh-oh.
Right.
This doesn't sound very good. And I said, "Why do you want to meet with me?" And he said, "I want to tell you something that I can't tell you over the phone." And I said, "Well, Billy, this makes me a little nervous." He goes, "You don't need to be nervous, but you need to hear what I have to say." And so I said, "Okay, but I'm going to probably have a couple of other people there with me." He goes, "That's fine, as long as they're not in the conversation with you and I."
Right.
Long story short, he pulls up in his white truck, and I'm like, "Can you kind of show me?"
Yeah.
And so he lifts up and shows me boots, shows me shirt, wasn't packing. I said, "Come on in." He said, first thing he said to me, "You're a dead man."
Okay. That's not a good conversation.
That's not a
good start.
Not with somebody who was a professional sniper.
Right.
And I went, "Okay, what do you mean?" He goes, "Your ex-wife, Cheryl, has offered me $1 million in a form of a loan to take you out at $100,000 a year. Each year the loan will be forgiven, and then a new loan will be implemented for 10 years.
Okay.
And I'm like, "Why are you telling me this?"
Why are you telling the FBI this?
I did.
Oh, okay.
I did.
Okay. I was going to say.
I did. And so I said, "Why are you telling me this?" He said, "Because something's not right with her." And he said, he goes, "She is going to try to kill you, and I'm not going to get pegged for it."
Right.
I said, "Do you understand that as soon as you walk out this door, I'm calling the Austin Police Department?" He goes, "That's why I'm here."
Right.
He goes, "I know you will. And here's my number, and you can give them my number." He goes, "I want them to interview me." I said, "Why?" He said, "Because I'm not going to get blamed for something that I know is going to happen."
She called the FBI and said, "I think my husband's doing something wrong. He gave me $200,000. So they show up. They see all the money. No, it's bank robbery money. They show her pictures. And yeah, that's him. Now they got the name to go with the face. So I'm like, okay, I'm gone. And I hang up and I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to go on the run. They keep wanting me to come back, turn myself in. I ain't doing that.
Who's saying that? Are you?
She gave me a number to one of the Dayton police officers and said, he was really nice. He'll talk. Of course he was. So I call him and everything. And he's saying, "Why don't you come back, turn yourself in?" I'm like, "Sure." I said, "It'll probably take me, I'll be back home tomorrow afternoon." And he tells me where to meet him. Okay. So I take off west. I don't even go back up there.
Right.
And I don't know where I'm going. I don't even have a plan because, I've never been in trouble before. I never thought out, okay, what happens? Because I'm thinking either I'm going to get caught at home or something. I don't know that I'm going to get caught, but I'm not there. So I start going west. And like I said, I had a little Nokia phone. And I don't really know a lot about cell phones back then. It was my work phone that I still had, right?
Okay.
So my wife keeps calling me and putting my oldest son, Chase, on the phone with me to talk to Daddy. So, Chase, "Hi, Daddy," and I'm talking to him and everything, while the FBI is tracking me across the country.
Yeah.
"Oh, I'm doing Kevin Gates. I need to find who impersonates NBA Youngboy. 334 Lil Peanut. You know what I'm saying? Rest in peace, my dog. I call him. I'm like, "Hey, bro, I'm trying to man, where you at? I'm coming tonight. Right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm coming right now." So I'm like, "Oh, okay, this little dude hungry. He really want it." You feel what I'm saying? But he was just young, So I got on the phone with his mama, and she was like, "Well, I got to meet you." And
How old is this guy?
he probably about like 15 or 16 at the time.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. She was like, "Well, I got to meet you, and I want to talk to you and see this and that." I drove all the way to Alabama from Louisiana. It's probably like 8-hour drive. I drove to Alabama. He from Union Springs. But it's real deal. When I got there, his community was there. I just thought it was gonna be his mama. Man, I'm talking about the yard man, the preacher, the electricity man, the mechanic. Everybody was waiting on me to pull up. When I pulled up, I had to shake everybody's hand. Everybody got a chance to ask me that question. When you bringing them back? What you gonna do with them? Blase, blase. They really protected this little dude, bro. They loved him. They were scared to let him go with me. You feel what I'm saying? He got in the car, did what I liked about him. I was buying food, and I didn't know his mama had gave him some money, you know, but he came out his pocket with all the money. He was like, man, look, this is my mama gave me, bro. You can have it. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, dang, that's crazy. Like, kids don't do that. You know what I'm saying? That's what let me know I was dealing with a genuine dude.